Before we dive into today's episode, we want to talk about a brand that we personally love and believe in, and that is Sunnah Supplements. If you're looking for a halal product that's genuinely going to help you within, then Sunnah Supplements is the place for you.
It's literally filled with so many different products and they're constantly growing. So our personal favourites at the moment are the collagen, the omega-3.
The mango lassi sachets.
Mango lassi sachets are too good. They're too good. And we'll be trialling out so many of their products throughout each episode so we can tell you guys our honest reviews in each one.
Bro, when I tell you at the start of 2024, I was struggling with my hair. It was falling out. It was getting dry because as a hijabi, you don't get that vitamin D that you need. And on top of that, my skin was breaking out due to stress. But then I started taking the collagen for about 4 to 5 months, and alhamdulillah, I've seen huge progression. My hair feels thicker, it feels smoother, and I feel like my skin's also cleared up too.
It really has. And also, mashallah. And also when it comes to skin as well, like if you're 25 and above, which is me and probably a lot of girls out there as well, and guys, then you know that collagen actually stops producing naturally as much as it does in your early 20s. And it's very hard to find halal products in the market right now as well. So finding halal products that actually taste good and does good for you is very rare. So
if you want to try out Sunnah Supplements, and we highly recommend you do, you can use code itsjustuspod at checkout for 10% off your basket.
That's right, 10%. So
you're saving money there.
Aisha.
Wait.
Time.
Wait.
We need to, come on Aisha, please.
1 second.
What are you doing, man?
I'm straightening my hijab.
You know what, Fez?
Wait, I don't want to burn the floor.
Aisha. Okay. To be fair, it does make a difference, really. Come now.
Yeah, sorry. If you're a Vela babe, you know that you got to straighten the hijab or steam it or one or the other.
You know what? That is a very beautiful hijab, though.
Thank you, man. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine always. Yeah. But like, I need to say it though. Why is Vela so expensive? Like, no, I'm not trying to come for Vela. I think the hijabs are beautiful.
Vela. Vela's great.
No.
And we'd love to work with you in the future.
Please.
No, I hear you.
But it's so crazy. Like, have you ever thought about the fact that like, just to be modest is just so expensive these days?
Yeah, funny story. I was in Oxford Street yesterday with a friend, and she was like, I need to find halal fits. She was like, Aish, I need to find halal fits ASAP. Crazy. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, we'll go to like different shops. We'll try it out. And she couldn't find anything, and she was stressing out because she was like, she has a preference in clothing, and she really wants like that oversized look. And these days, like a lot of things are cropped. A lot of things are cropped in
you don't want to layer.
Exactly. Sometimes you like, yes, it's winter, but it's difficult sometimes. Like
100%.
You know, you don't want to layer up too much. You're going to feel a bit sweaty sometimes. You might feel a bit uncomfortable. So I was proper deeping it. There were no fits anywhere. And then if you wanted to go to like Mango and get like a long maxi dress,
you always have to layer it anyway.
Exactly. And on top of that, like £70 for a dress. Do money grow on trees for me to be paying £70 for a dress?
70 is like the new 35. No. It's crazy.
Yeah, true.
Crazy.
I remember before boycotting, when I used to go into Zara, I used to find like so many different items for so much, but then I'd go to like H&M and find like a dupe for like a little bit cheaper. But again, like still on like the £40, £50 mark. And then you look at like the other things that are deemed to be not modest to, you know, be so much cheaper. And I just think sometimes like we have it bad these days.
No, we fully
actually do.
And like, I mean, I always think to myself as well, like you see an outfit. Do you ever go online and you're like literally shopping and then you're just like, you see an outfit and it looks so nice, but you know you won't actually buy it because technically
you can't dress it in a certain way.
It gets to a point where like you're kind of wasting money. It can't always be, like I'll save it for like when like I'm married and whatever. Like, why am I buying something for like 4 years in advance?
Exactly.
Like, there's no need.
Yeah. I don't know. I think when it comes to shopping for like modest items, it's also hard. Like, it's so subjective. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Subjective?
I would say that's fair.
As in like everyone's on their modesty, haya, which means modesty, has one like standard definition of, and lots of people like define haya differently. We'll get into that a little bit later on. But when it comes to like people's modesty journey, it's so different. Like people are at different points.
That's true.
So when it comes to like shopping for like modest fits, especially like yesterday, for example, when I was with my my friend, she was looking at like certain outfits thinking like, you know, this is probably not modest for me. And in my head, I was thinking, oh, but to be honest, I would wear that. So I think everyone's at like their different points in life, and that's absolutely fine because everyone's got their separate relationships with God. But it's difficult. It really is difficult.
I agree.
Talk to me about your own personal like modesty journey and, you know, what you've gone through and like your experiences and, you know, where are you at now with your modesty journey?
That's such an interesting question because I feel like my modesty journey isn't just, it sounds weird. I don't know if I would call it just a personal one anymore. Yeah. And the reason why I say is obviously I wear the hijab, like that is a personal journey to me. Yeah. But because I've got a public platform, that's why it doesn't always feel personal. Yeah, in the sense that like it is, and also because I find a lot, like I'm very fortunate and I always feel so proud to be working with Honor on their modesty pieces because I've always said this and I probably say it so many times in other episodes as well. But like, you know, I appreciate the responsibility I have by being like, you know, first, you know, athlete that was, you know, and like the first affiliate in Honor to ever be a covered gym babe. Do you know what I mean? That was me. Yeah. And I remember at that time, the way I used to dress for the gym isn't how I dress now. And there's not to say that even from now till like a year later, I might be dressing different again. You know what I mean?
But what made you think that you needed to change that? Or was it the idea?
It was personal preference, to be fair. Like I think I, like every girl, like we all have nafs, which is kind of like our own impulses and, you know, our urges and our consciences. And like, I think at one point what made me feel comfortable and like strong and confident in the gym with certain things I wore just didn't serve that anymore. And then I decided like I wanted to be more comfortable, and then I started going towards joggers. Yeah. And then obviously with all the conversation we have with Honor in terms of like developing their modest pieces, I know I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for a lot of women out there. And I think that's why I take a lot of thought and purpose in that. Like, as in, I don't always think, oh, what would I wear? I think of, oh, what would my mum wear? Or what would my friend wear? What would the community wear? Yeah, what would the community wear? And that's so like multifaceted. It's not going to be one size fits all. Yeah. So that's why I feel like when it comes to my journey, like it's not just been a personal one, but when I have decided to make a little shift or change of decision, it's always just that's the thing that's personal to me. That's never been just due to the fact that I wanted to suit a brand look or like I needed to make sure like I was the most modest looking because it was me that had to be it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I try and find the middle ground. It's difficult and I struggle every day. I'll be honest with you. I do struggle because in a way...
that's so normal. I think we all struggle. I think like... Continue what you're saying, but I just wanted to say that like it is so normal for the struggle. Like the struggle is real as a hijabi in general.
Because you are covering your beauty. Like at the end of the day, like your hijab, my mum used to always use the analogy of like why the queen wears gloves, because like she wouldn't touch anyone's hand, like she'll wear a glove because it's covered. And like
I love that analogy.
Do you know what I mean? Love that analogy. Like and she kind of tried to like instill with me like the hijab in some ways as well. Like it is concealing your beauty in some ways. And I think in this generation where everything is sexualized, everything is beautified like to such different like standards and what like our parents went through and whatever, like it is pressurizing. Because then sometimes I think to myself, like even with Asian clothes, you know, I don't know if other girls can relate to it, but sometimes when I wear traditional clothes, I'm like, this would look so much better without hijab. And that sounds so bad, but I'm being completely truthful. Like, and I think that is a journey because, you know, like we have bad hair days as well. We just call it hijab days.
Yeah, bad hijab days is a thing.
Because our face is fully exposed. Like we haven't got any hair or a nice fringe to kind of like cover up the mess.
Structure, the fit. Yeah, like to give it a little compliment.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just very much full on. And I think I have really had to go through so many kind of stages of my hijab journey. And now, alhamdulillah, I'm much more confident in myself. And I think that's just because I've worked on the inner work. So that's why even if I don't feel completely 10-10, which who does every single day, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But the days that I'm not feeling myself, I kind of go back to, okay, I wear the hijab. This is a form of resilience. This is also like my plight and what I do for Allah. So like that in itself is a journey, but I just take it every day as it comes, really.
No, I really love that. I'm just a
flawed human, man.
No, don't say that. No, but you said everything's so beautiful and you ended with, I'm just a flawed human.
Sorry.
Let's power of the tongue. What did you say last episode?
That's true.
Power of the tongue.
Power of the tongue.
No, I really love the way you said that. I just want to echo on what you said. So when it comes to my journey, it's been very up and down with the hijab as well.
You're also kind of recent as well. You've only had
so I graduated about 3 years ago, and I put my hijab on 3 years ago. So the final year of uni is when I put it on. And one thing I'd say is, alhamdulillah, I've never regretted putting it on. I've had moments where,
so
you know, I'd think, oh, would it look better with hair? But then I'd think, actually, no, it wouldn't, because I know I look beautiful in my hijab.
You really do, bro. You really do.
Man.
Even this whole fit. No, but this whole fit, like, sorry, just
shout
out to Honor, because
shout out 12 Days of Games.
and also the kafaya with it. 10-10.
Thanks, man.
You look 10-10.
I appreciate it. I've never regretted putting it on, because my sole purpose of putting it on was for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I put it on thinking, you know, Allah has asked us to do this simple thing, so I'm just going to do it. And alhamdulillah, since it's been really easy, and it's actually gotten easier for me. But in terms of the idea of like hijab and like haya, modesty, you know, haya is not just the coverage of your hair.
Absolutely.
It's also the power of the tongue. It's also your mannerisms. It's the way you act. Modesty isn't just about covering. It's about everything else, about our attitudes. It's about, you know, our mindset. And I really try my best to kind of hold that within me. And some days I do struggle. Some days I do, you know, slip, like you said, the nafs. Like the journey is always up and down, and it's never steady. So I always say this to like girls that come in my DMs and ask about hijab, like, should I wear the hijab? Give me advice. And I always say, at the end of the day, like, you don't mentally prepare to put the hijab on, or you don't kind of like... For me, I didn't change my wardrobe before putting the hijab on. I changed my wardrobe after. I put the hijab on first, and I made the action first, and then I changed everything else afterwards when it came to wardrobe, when it came to, you know, my actions. Like, and subhanAllah, when I even put the hijab on, like, my salah became consistent. My Quran reading became consistent. So there are so many things that happen after putting the hijab on. And I feel like the modesty within myself and like my journey within Islam and everything kind of, I try to improve. I'm not perfect. No human is perfect.
No one's perfect.
But since putting the hijab on, I've just tried my best to kind of go from there. And like you said about pressure on social media, it's a thing. Like, it really is a thing, because especially the male species, they like to put their 2 pence in the comment section. Let me just tell you that. They think they know what modesty is. And let's be real, you know, some people do advise and some people say, sister, do this and that. But at the end of the day, they don't understand that we go through it sometimes, and we really do. And there are so many small things within Islam that they tell us about, that we try our hardest, like the whole beautifying situation about being sexualized. At the end of the day, when it comes to makeup, like how that can be a debate as well within Islam. Like, is it okay? Is it not okay? There's so many things. And I just think to myself, like, I'm only human. We've got one intention. We're doing everything that we can for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're doing everything that we can for ourselves. You know, we're human beings at the end of the day. And
no, like, I agree.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, it's so interesting because, like, I don't know if you've gone through this as well, but like, you could wear something and to you, that's like a very modest like outfit, because obviously only you know your journey and you know your struggles, right? You post it on the internet. Obviously, I'm very much like, I know what I'm doing. I know I have a platform, so I'm not going to deny it. Like, I'm not going to like cry about it. But like, as in, I always sometimes think to myself, like, you might think something's modest, and then someone will go on the internet and say to you, "That's not modesty. That's haram."
That's
like, you get the multiple lines, and I think to myself, like, you just have never lived in a person's shoes before. And I think even having modesty of the tongue, the way you deliver and you advise people should also be modest. Like, it should it shouldn't be something where, like, if you genuinely want to advise somebody and you do it for the kindness of your own heart, just advise in private and advise, and that's the most sincere, because really and truly, like. And I've had DMs before, and I don't ever I never talk back to someone who does that, because like, I appreciate firstly like someone taking the time out, and maybe they're doing it in a very like humble and like kind, considerate way. Yeah. Like, that's better than trying to like out someone and drag someone on social media as if the creator is not a person. Like, as in, we're all human beings. Like, and you know what's crazy? Like, 100%, like what we get told online, if you are walking down the street, is someone going to start shouting that from their car? They wouldn't. So what right?
You're going to hell.
Yeah, and I've had that before. And I always think...
No, I've had it as well.
I remember, I think the one comment that really got to me was someone was be like, oh, like, does your dad accept you to wear something like that? And I was like, that's so like rude and
so rude.
And it's so uncalled for. And obviously I know like I have a public platform, so like it is what it is. Like you're gonna get the good, the bad, the ugly, right?
Yeah.
But in my head I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, if you're gonna say that, at least flipping DM me that.
Yeah.
And even then, don't DM me that, because what the hell?
Do you know what
say
it
that
is?
to somebody?
But Islamically they say that like you shouldn't, when it comes to advise in private. So the whole DM thing, fine.
Saying.
But also like, you know, judging someone else is a sin in itself. They say that if you feel like someone is lacking, or if someone's like not doing what they should be doing Islamically or following the right path, pray for them, make dua for them. Like pray to Allah, be sincere, pray for Allah to forgive them in any type of, just do it that way. I feel like a lot of, and I'm not just outing men because women do it as well, but a lot of people forget
100%.
like, but the reason why I'm specifying men is because, to go onto my point, men also need to be modest as well. They need to carry modesty within as well. Lower your gaze, like power of the tongue. Just be careful with what you say. Like men will say the most
tongue, man.
hijabi,
bruv.
hijabi. That is so. You know, I had to filter that word off my comment section because it was so bad.
Really?
I remember I posted this was the first time I went viral on Instagram. I was in the gym and I was wearing like flares and like an oversized t-shirt.
Yeah, you are like, I would always say when I see your page, like, Alhamdulillah, like, I do definitely think, like, for me, in my eye, you embody modesty.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And it's really nice to hear that from,
and
like,
I think
another
inspiration
sister.
sometimes, you know, like literally sometimes I think I look at your page and like I honestly like I seek inspiration and like strength from it, because I always think like, wow, like it's not, especially in the gym, like people need to understand, like, yes, there's more girls in the gym now, but I definitely still think there's certain probably areas that people live in where you might be still a minority hijabi in the gym.
Oh yeah, I mean in my gym I am for sure.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. So you must dress differently to other people, and that's like you will get stares, and you doing that whilst also having a tripod, like full respect to you.
But you know what? Like when it comes to me wearing modest clothes in the gym, I don't get stares of like, what's she wearing? I get the odd comment of like, are you not hot?
Yeah,
I get that all the time.
Yeah,
but I know they're coming from a good place.
100%.
But when it comes to like being modest in the gym, I get compliments all the time. I have a lot of people come up to me and be like, I really appreciate you carrying yourself, being modest, like basically you carrying your values within and still just going your day-to-day life. I really respect that. So I've never gotten negative feedback or a negative vibe from anyone from the gym from wearing a modest outfit. It's all, alhamdulillah, it's always been positive. And I think it's because I carry it with confidence, because you know my hijab and my modesty, it's me showing people that I am Muslim. I'm a Muslimah. I was created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I believe that I'm going back to our creator. Like me wearing the hijab, me being modest, probably same for you as well. We're proudly saying that we are Muslim and we are not afraid to hide it. We are not afraid to cover that up, because at the end of the day, like when I was in school and when I was not wearing the hijab, and it's so sad to say this out loud, but sometimes like being Muslim I thought was a downfall.
But is that also because the environment you're in?
100, yeah, definitely. Like there weren't many Muslims in my school.
Yeah, I was about to say that's because I grew up and we were a majority, so like I never felt out of place. However, when I got to the workplace and like I was in, like I entered my corporate life, like that in itself, I was a minority. Like
are you the only hijab in your company?
In early careers, I haven't met.
I'm the only hijabi in my company.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if anything though, alhamdulillah, I've been very blessed. That same with you, like the way you describe the gym setting, I've always been kind of met with respect, appreciation, even sometimes curiosity to learn better and learn more, which I think is really great, and that's what I like. However, it doesn't just stop the idea that like it's a lot to carry sometimes as a responsibility, because then you don't know whether you're always doing it justice as well. But like you said, no one's perfect.
No one's perfect. This idea of, it's going back to the idea of pressure, because we've got a social media platform. So one thing that I hear a lot is you are technically teaching someone something that could not be right. And like it does throw me off a little bit and it does scare me a little. Some people being like, like you're wearing your hijab like that, you're going to influence someone else to do the hijab like that, and that's not right, and blah, blah, blah. And I just think to myself, like, Allah knows my intentions. So God knows our intentions, why we're wearing the hijab, why we've started it in the first place. So if I was to carry that intention strongly and just also have the intention to improve, then inshallah. You know?
And it's all about but seriously, all of it is down to intention though. Everything you do in life, you want to have an intention towards it. Otherwise, you do get lost in it all. Like, you know what I also do want to just talk about, even though it kind of deviates a little bit, but it's still the topic of modesty, is the fact that like I have recently, as of this year especially, and I think it's through honor, like I appreciate like the fact that modesty isn't just Muslim women. And I think like when we start to speak about it more on a wider level and we kind of encompass everyone's voices, you kind of realize like modesty, you really don't need to be Muslim to be modest. And 100%. I think like as women...
Have you seen that girl on Instagram?
Yeah,
it's the girl that does like the modest.
Yeah, I love her.
Put her in the
Christian
caption.
girl, right?
The Christian girl. It's like you can be beautiful and confident and still wear modest outfits, and she does like the best.
That's what I'm saying, and I always think to myself like, it's generally through honor. And I think actually when I went to LA, to be fair, because quite a lot of girls came up to me and they weren't Muslim, but they say to me like, you know, I'm a practicing Christian, or like I've just recently felt more comfortable in modest clothing. I love that you're on there, and I always think to myself like, we always feel like we're pigeonholed into just being a Muslim woman, but also why can't we just be
modest?
And not just that, but we're all just women. Do you know what I mean? I might look differently and I might dress like differently to you, but I still have the same like struggles as you. Like I still have similar emotions to you. And when girls, like when you think of it that way, I just think that modesty, for us, obviously we have that religious kind of connection, but at the same time, like I think every woman can probably relate to the fact that like some days you just want to be a bit more modest. Sometimes
you just don't feel comfortable. You want to cover up a little bit. I completely agree with that.
And like what pressures, like you also need to think about it yourself. Sometimes you have to think like, am I wearing this for myself, or have I worn it because someone or society has made me believe this is what it means to be desirable? Because I think sometimes that's what I've struggled with hijab as well, because the idea of desirability, like especially now in the world, like we're always seeing on social media, now we've got Instagram baddies and all the hijabis are baddies as well.
Yeah.
When I started wearing hijab,
Vela babes.
There was no Vela babes. Yeah. There was no Vela.
There was a chiffon.
There was a dress and hijab, and that was it. Like,
there was a slip-on.
Do you know what I mean? I grew up with like, because I've been wearing hijab for a long time. So I did not have no Vela babe teach me how to wear hijab.
No, fairs.
At all. So technically, like, I've had to go through the motions to kind of now...
Have you got an old hijabi picture? I'll show you my very first picture wearing the hijab if you do the same.
But your very first time is 3 years ago. Mate, mine's when I was 8.
No,
that's
but
like
I still look
18 years ago.
I still look
I need to check
bad.
the family group.
Because you know what it is? When I put the hijab on first, I showed like majority head cap and I used chiffon, which I just recently kind of stopped doing. The tent was real, okay? You've got the tent?
Not the tent.
The point?
Not
it
the
was,
tent.
It was too high.
No, but my tent was upside down, bro. You look so good there.
But do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
Leave it,
you pop it up on the
screen.
screen. But basically, do you know what it is? It was the day I decided to put the hijab on, I was like, to my hijabi friend, Aisha, we're doing a photo shoot. And now I'm putting a picture on the ground today to my 100 followers. We're doing a photo shoot.
Oh my God, okay.
Show me. Show me. It's cool.
This was 14 years ago. Listen,
you look so cute.
No, because I was
you look so innocent here as well.
Actually, I'm like 10. I should look flipping innocent at 10 years old.
Okay, were you actually 10 here?
Yeah, it says 14 years ago, bro.
Okay.
Even 14 years ago, I wasn't 10 actually.
It's fine.
14 years ago, I was 12.
That's still young.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. The massive mistake, but it's okay.
You know what's so sad though?
We love the patterns.
No.
We love the patterns. We love the green. This is actually a similar hijab that I've recently just ordered, so it's okay.
I actually feel sorry for my husband, man. He's going to be like, this is the gene that my kid's going to grow up
Okay, let me ask you a quick question, though, related to that picture. Was that your own decision to put the hijab on, or did you, like, were your parents like, put it on, see how it goes? Like, what was the process for you?
So I actually started wearing hijab when I was 7.
Oh, mashallah.
I've worn hijab longer than my little sister has been born. That is how long and the thing is, it's because my mum came back from Umrah and I was like, and I saw her wearing it. So my mum actually wore hijab in her 40s. So like, I just saw her wearing it and I was like,
my mum did the same.
I wanted to wear it just to look like mummy. And then I realised afterwards, like, I actually only grew the appreciation of the hijab years later.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I used to envy girls who wore it later on because I felt like they truly understood the meaning of it, whereas how am I meant to know the meaning of it at the age of 7? Like, you can't fully have developed that understanding yet, in my opinion.
I don't think it matters if you figure out the meaning of it straight away, as long as you find a love for it. Because I feel like when you find a love for the hijab, like you get, like I said, you get that natural urgency to kind of like research more about it, like learn more about the religion, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like it doesn't matter if you've not, like you didn't know about what the hijab meant at the start.
And also, growing up, like in secondary school, I was the only one that wore hijab as well. Like none of my friends.
You were unique. There we go.
I was unique. And you know what's crazy? Like when you're younger though, you don't want to look unique. You want to fit in. It's really sad. Like you do though. You want to fit in.
Crazy.
So
the younger you are, you want to fit in. The older you are, the more different you want to be and stand out. Yeah.
Because you don't want to get lost in the mix.
Exactly, yeah. Let me just tell you that when I started putting the hijab on, I was using the cotton head caps.
And I still use them.
When I tell you the hairline, it was doing something. It was going back in ways that I shouldn't have gone back in. Yeah. So I panicked and I tried to use so many different remedies. I started using tablets. I started using oils and it just didn't work. But then Hamza started Sunnah Supplements. Okay, Sunnah Supplements is a halal collagen brand. Not even just collagen now. They do vitamins, biotin, omega-3, turmeric, all the things that will benefit your health.
Magnesium.
We need a bit of magnesium. But when it comes to my hair health, when it comes to my skin, I started taking collagen consistently for about 4 to 5 months. And alhamdulillah, I've seen huge results, which is why we recommend you to take collagen if needs be. So guys, actually not even needs be, you need to take collagen. It's really important. So guys, make sure you try out Sunnah Supplements. Use code itsjustuspod for 10% off at checkout.
That's right. It's just us at 10%, and you'll have, and that could be on all products listed in our in the website. So yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, it's definitely been a journey. I think even now, like I always have a journey. Like I can honestly say I do struggle with it. So if anyone's watching it, please pray for me.
We will all make so much dua for you. It's normal to struggle.
Yeah.
Like I struggle as well. Like people may think that I don't struggle at all because they say that you wear your hijab like confidently and you wear this outfit and the long lines, and I still struggle on a day-to-day basis all the time. As much as I love wearing the hijab, I struggle a lot. But the reason why like I'm confident within it is because not only am I representing Allah and I'm representing Islam and I'm believing in it and everything, but also like going back to the idea of not just targeting Muslim women. Yeah, like whenever I speak to like the honor team about like the Modesty line, I always say it's not just a Muslim thing. It's not, let's actually just take modesty out. Let's take that word out and replace it with comfortability and you know, the feeling and empowerment. Yeah. So
just wear whatever you want.
I feel comfortable, which is why I'm very, very confident in the fits, which is why I love it so much. Like I think a lot of you girls that if you do follow me, I'm a long line babe. Like on Active, when they release their long line tops, I wear them
good in the long lines.
Thanks, baby girl. I went from wearing long lines to leggings, wearing long lines to joggers, like to even more oversized stuff, which I love.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's proper. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like my journey's also changed. You went from wearing a certain outfit to now to more. You wore leggings to joggers. I wore leggings to joggers, and I'm more comfortable within it.
And you know what? Also, and like. Speaking of long line, we actually, not many people know this, but we actually have loads of active conversations with Honor Active on a regular basis because we're always trying to help the design team with all of the releases and creative designs of the modest pieces. Yeah. And we've actually been having loads of talks about a Honor Active hijab. Now, if you're interested, make sure you drop a comment and let us know what your thoughts are, because we've actually been talking so much with the design team in how to basically create that sports hijab or hijabs that would be most catered for you. Yeah. So let us know your thoughts, guys, because we've been thinking.
It's a long time.
We've been thinking, we've been brewing, and we would love to know your thoughts. But that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like, you know, we're in a very privileged position to have the opportunity to speak for many people. And that's why no matter where I am in my stage of journey, I will also think about the other girls who also do need the voice as well. Yeah. So,
no, you know what? I'm so like, I've not been with Honor for long, but I'm just super proud of the brand that they're only a few years old and they're really already bringing in so many modest pieces, catering to so many different girls, and also potentially bringing a hijab in, which is incredible. when we were speaking about a potential hijab, we were thinking maybe a slip-on to maybe a piece of fabric.
Yeah.
This is our ideas, but if you have any specific idea of what you want in a hijab, material, feeling, look-wise, please let us know. Please drop a comment down because it helps us out. It helps the team out. It will help Chrissy out as well with figuring out how to deviate that hijab.
that journey.
Yeah, exactly. So it will really, really benefit the team. And also we'll be able to bring an incredible hijab your way.
And you know the Honor Active colorway don't play.
The palette?
That palette never plays, man.
Beautiful, man.
It's so good. And you know what? Like, that's what I'm saying. Cause
they strive in that. They really strive in their color palette.
Because I remember even when I first started at Honor as an affiliate, which was years ago, like Chrissy's been very much like intentional with bringing something out authentically and genuine.
Yeah.
And like she does
She's
it
for the girls.
Yeah, and she does it in a way where she wants everyone to be wearing Honor, but wearing Honor their way, not just because it all fits into one particular mold.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting stuff, and I just think 2025 is going to be a blast.
It's gonna be a blast.
But yeah, I think when it comes to modesty, everyone's got their own journey, and I hope you guys find safe spaces in pods like this because, you know, I feel like I found comfort in just talking to you about it today.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's made me feel more open with everyone. It's made me feel not as vulnerable as I thought I'd feel. I think talking about this topic can be really like sensitive to some.
Oh, 100%.
And
so
that's
personal.
And it's a personal thing, which is why maybe speaking about it out loud, like I was so happy to do it, but then I was also a bit like scared because I didn't know if there was, because as content creators, as now podcast owners, we're gonna get potential, bless you, we're gonna get, it's all right, we're gonna get potential,
he was holding it in,
bless him. We will get potential backlash on certain things we say through disagreements and whatever, because at the end of the day,
no, but that's a podcast, man. Like at the end of the day, like both of us have public platforms, but the pod is something where like it is a bit different from our normal platforms.
Yeah,
like we're able to bring together something that's meant to be safe and meant to be personal,
definitely.
and hopefully comforting for somebody, no matter like whether you're listening to it on the train, whether you're listening in your car right now, or watching on the screen. Like who knows? Like, but the point is, like, we just want this to feel like you can just listen and feel heard. Yeah. So yeah.
I want to just bring one more like subtopic within this section, and it's about being still sexualized as a hijabi. Because even though we were like, we will cover up, we will get comfortable, we will wear what we want to wear, and literally not show any skin, but still get sexualized within the comment section. And I want to go back to that conversation that you had at the LA event, because I still like think about that panel video that you posted, because it was such a sick video. So when it comes to, talk to me about like being sexualized as a content creator, and then I'll probably feed off what you're going to say, especially with the panel that you spoke about in LA. Like,
100%. I feel like that panel was one of the best opportunities that I've had in my life. I know that sounds really dramatic, but genuinely, let's just give a bit of sound. And I think the main reason for me was because I rattled my brain in trying to make sense of it all. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think even as Muslims and as a woman, like I was like, when I've been sexualized in the past, like, and people have left comments on my posts, or even like, you know, having a public platform, people already have an impression of you before you even speak. Yeah. Like, even if you meet them in real life or in like online, they already have an impression of you, right? Yeah. And I'm okay with that. But I think that panel made me realize, like, this is my truth, this is my story, and I finally found the words through probably everything I've gone through to now articulate that. Yeah. And I think sexualization for females are so normal now. Like, we live in a world where, like, whether it's a man or woman saying it, a lot of times we can't avoid it. Yeah. But I think what we need to start doing more of is allowing people to have voices that are in that. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in voices like myself and you. Like, my content was never intended to ever be of a sexual nature. If anything, heck, like, I cover myself. Technically, you would think from just the get-go,
the outsider's point of view, that you won't get sexualized at all. Yeah,
but you do. And I think also it's because, again, we're the first to ever do it. There was no, like, we're the first generation where hijabis are online literally doing fitness. Yeah. And we're a minority compared to other content creators 100%. In the beauty industry, in the makeup industry, the fashion industry, all of those industries, you've got way more hijabis. It's more normalized. For us, it's not. So maybe that's also why we get sexualized. There's so many reasons to unpack why we get sexualized. Yeah. But maybe it does also go back to the fact that we live in a patriarchal society as well. Like there's some things you're not going to be able to escape from.
Yeah.
But what we can do at least is leave the space better than we found it by talking our truths.
Yeah, I've noticed there's a lot of double standards when it comes to this, because you've got, like, for example, girls like 100%. Us doing fitness workouts, just doing genuine things online, not intending to be sexualized. We do it for the girls. We do it for the community. Yeah. But then you've got guys doing maybe something that's so much worse, like a thirst trap, shirtless, and they ain't gonna get scrutinized at all. It's gonna be normal for them, and that's what I mean about the patriarchal society. Is double standards at the end of the day. But I think maybe as a hijabi, we're gonna get scrutinized even more. Like, if we were doing the exact same thing, and we've accepted that, and that's fine, because we knew what we were walking into. We're gonna accept that and carry it with us, and just say, you know what, at the end of the day, we've got one intention. Let's just ignore what else is coming with it, like the scrutiny, etc.
I would say though, I do want to shed light on one thing though, in the sense that, like, I think if it makes you more of an open-minded person as a result of all this, I think that's a good thing, because I feel like, you know, as a hijabi who does fitness content, like, naturally, like, sometimes, like, your line of work all of a sudden becomes sexualized. It's like, I'm online, am I doing OnlyFans? Probably some guy I am, which is crazy because I'm not. and the crazy thing is, like, people, but how many times are you going to have to try and justify your purpose to somebody? Your work will speak for itself to the right people, and I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, everything has a time in life. Like, you know, I always say this to Alia and Fats as well, like, everything is temporary in this life. We don't know when we're going to stop doing this. We don't know if we're going to stop doing this. Yeah. But the point is, whilst we're doing it, make meaningful impact, and the right people will gravitate and seek inspiration, because everyone's on a different journey. A girl who might be just contemplating being more covered in the gym, they might look at you or they might look at me and be like, okay, you know what? I could probably try that out. Maybe that's a bit too much for me now, but I can try this version first.
You never know. Maybe releasing an honor active hijab can actually embrace a lot of the Muslim girls in the honor community, inshallah, to potentially try it out and see how it goes. Like, you carry so much impact more than you actually know.
This is what I'm saying.
Like,
it's a
you
big
don't realise how much impact you carry. And if you, like you said, carry it with the good intentions and make the most of it whilst we live, because yes, everything is temporary, then you'll make the most of it and you'll do what's right.
What's that Spider-Man saying, man?
Oh, let's not do the sayings, because I make it so cringe afterwards. First Hannah.
Something comes big responsibility with great power. With great power comes great responsibility. You know, we always talk about that.
I wasn't even going to bother. What was the other thing that I tried to finish?
Let's not go there.
Life is not a sprint.
Let's not go there.
It's a walk.
She's gone there. She went there. No, with great power comes great responsibility. Facts, man. Peter Parker. Shout out Peter.
Come on, man.
Anyway. Goddamn.
Come on, that's so soon though. Yeah, but he carried it. Of course, I know he said it before he died.
He said it after. He said it in the grave. Okay, well, yeah, no, that's, rest in peace. Anyways, no.
I don't want you to say that.
Anyways, I think we should wrap this episode up.
What? I want to try something new from Sunnah Subs.
Yeah, what should we try? Should we try the biotin gummies?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we might as well.
We're on the hair growth journey.
Yeah, we're on the hair growth journey.
Because we're not bold underneath here just yet.
Yeah. The hairline's not receded just yet. Let me just say...
talk for yourself.
Okay, fine. Everyone's coming for my hairline today.
I love you.
Stop it, guys. It's an insecurity. Basically, when it comes to Sunnah supplements, a quick reminder, they don't just sell collagen. They sell other products too. They sell magnesium, turmeric, electrolytes, and biotin gummies. So let's give this a go. This is watermelon flavour. I love a bit of watermelon.
Same.
So let's give it a go.
Oh, cute watermelon.
Oh,
green. You know what?
Oh,
you need to get some pics.
This was not intentional.
Nick, so good.
We'll take some pics with these after. Okay. When it comes to...
Shall I?
Yeah, you got to open it.
You can't... Oh, no.
This is one thing about Sunnah Subs, they know how to do their packaging well.
Yeah, airtight.
Airtight. Why are we pressing it down? Just peel it.
Says you.
I'd use my teeth, but it's just not very ladylike.
Do you want to turn around and do it?
I'm gonna do it.
Just turn around and do it. Come on, Ash. Get in there.
Does anyone have a key? Something sharp?
I have got keys. If you were to... Thank you very much. Oh, yeah.
It's the
Guys,
East London.
what do you mean it's the East London in me? I'm just
Yeah, خلاص, it's fine.
Okay, then.
Okay, right. We try it together.
Okay.
Strong
bismillah.
smell.
Okay,
Okay,
one, two.
wait.
Oh, it's so cute. Go!
Okay. It's not, I thought it'd be chewier than a, you know how gummies tend to like be chewy, but this is not as chewy as I thought
Like
it'd
a
be.
gummy bear, innit?
Try?
That's quite nice, actually. It just tastes like a sweet. It just tastes
It
like a
literally just
sweet.
tastes like a watermelon sweet.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's nice, isn't it?
Nah, did
We're
you
all getting
remember?
shook today.
Nah. You know what? You got to think his beard will come out by the end of the
By the end of the episode, you're going to have some type of improvement.
Mate,
It's okay.
knowing my hair growth, my upper lip will grow by the flipping end of this episode with these biotins.
We're South Asian girlies, kid. The
Do you know what I
facial
mean?
hair
I'm
will
going to have to
come
start dermaplaning by the time you finish this. Anyways, guys.
I think we'll wrap up today's
Let's
episode. That was a really nice conversation.
But before, we need to tell people, get 10% off.
Use
It's just
code
us.
It's Just Us at checkout for 10% off your next order
Yeah.
of any collagen, any turmeric, magnesium, biotin, electrolytes. Your world is your oyster on that website.
Knock
That's what I'm
yourself out,
saying.
mate.
Knock yourself out. And on top of that, I just want to also shine a light that Sunnah Supplements is a Muslim-owned brand, so it's really good to support your own Muslim brothers and sisters. And on top of that, they are very, very open and out there when it comes to Palestine. They are very, very active with donations. They're very, very active with all of that. So, yeah, support the brands that are Muslim-owned and support the brands that are on the right side.
And if you want to support your girls,
Use
it's just
code. Use code
checkout.
It's Just Us at checkout.
All right. Raps, man. Please, raps.